This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now we learn about accounting and profitability.
Duane Toews joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas, and a chance to catch up with Tyson Johnson with Sooner Ranches. And Tyson, an opportunity to talk a little bit about accounting, and it's not the most glamorous part of an operation, but when it comes to the dollars and cents and ultimate profitability, if we don't measure it, pretty hard to tell if we're making any progress.
That's exactly right. You know, in business, you're not going to stay in business if you don't make a profit. And so we definitely have to manage that part of it as well. It's not just the resource, it's also the business. And that's one thing that I really enjoy about ranching in general, is that it's a balance between it's the art and science, you know, managing the resource, but yet we still have to run and manage a productive, profitable business.
A number of different opportunities and ways to do that in terms of accounting, and each has to work for a specific operation. They kind of have to figure out what works for them.
Correct. You know, every business has different goals and different objectives and different structure. And there's a wide variety in that. And so really the part of it is probably honing down to what your objectives are, what your goals are, and making sure that you're managing to accomplish those and have the system in place to measure that accomplishment.
One thing about it, when we think about today's environment, computers have changed things a lot. It's a whole lot easier than it used to be.
Yes, that is correct. Technology is always advancing and playing a big role in business in general and in agriculture. And I think there's a very valuable spot that technology plays. And obviously, a lot of that technology that we can use creates an environment so that we can just be more efficient. Whether it's in the office or in the field, and it's really about creating efficiencies, and that's one thing that technology has brought to the ranch.
Obviously, each manager and operation has to kind of zero in on what are those key points that we can really make some difference with.
You know, some of the key points, like I said, as far as big picture, is really looking at increasing efficiency and decreasing cost. And there's many ways that you can do it, and it depends on your cost structure. Some of the matrix that I like to look at is margin per acre, and then pounds produced on a per acre basis or on a per exposed female. And there's several different reasons why. Really, our investment, if we own the ranch, our investment's in the land. And so that's the return that we're looking for, is what's that acre, that margin per acre. And then we also can break it down on a per cow basis or per calf, even down to a per pound produced or per pound gain, to see the productivity of our animals. And so those are some of the things that I really like to look at and hone in on that get us the big picture ticket items.
Ultimately, it's applying those things that we've learned from the accounting and looking at the numbers to put practice in place on the ground.
That's absolutely right. You know, we can, and I'll share with you one of my favorite quotes that I think of often is, knowledge without practical use is a lot like a glass eye. It's all for show. And I think you can apply that in many areas in life, and one's in business. If we can know the numbers and we can talk about the numbers and it's a good, intelligent conversation, but unless we apply those and take action, then it's all for show. They're really not doing us any good.
Our thanks to Tyson Johnson, Sooner Ranches, joining us here on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Stay tuned. The Kansas Farm Bureau update is coming up right after this break here on Farm Factor.
I was in an accident where I fell off a roof. I took the conventional route by using medicine, and I went to see numerous doctors. I found that it really wasn't working as well as I had hoped it would. I don't know why I started to research stem cells, but I did. And I visited with the doctors. They were excellent. I had my neck done, I had my shoulders done, I had a section of my back done, my hips, my sacrum, my sciatica, and my tailbone. But it wasn't really that painful. I was surprised at how easily it was done. It took me approximately 4 hours from the beginning to the end. Now I am having better range of motion in my arms and my neck and my back. So it's been very beneficial to me, and I want to thank Kansas Regenerative Medical Center. It was a long road to get there, but I'm so glad that I found them.